NIL.
Or if you're Texas A&M, it's 20,000s.
NIL in the 2000s. Let's just go back. If I got to thinking, all time, what if the NIL started when college football started, right? Who do we think would be the biggest NIL consumer or deal of all time? Like, who would just maximize the most out of the NIL at their peak time? What player? What college football player? Who do you have, Steve, and why?
Ooh,
it's gonna kill you to say it because you know the answer.
No. I mean, I think Jameis would have had a shot at it.
Shut up!
Well.
You are so dumb.
Hold on.
You are so dumb. Don't.
I said he's not my answer. I said he would have done very well. Tebow would have done extremely well.
Steve.
Reggie Bush.
Okay.
I think Reggie Bush would have been the king of the NIL, being in USC and just the way that money kind of passes through out there. So the way that Reggie played, he was a man amongst boys out there on the football field. If you ever watched that guy, he was like a human joystick. So if I had to pick one player, modern history, it'd have to be him. If long term, if it was like even further back, I'd probably go with maybe Herschel Walker. He was coming out of high school. He was just and nobody wanted to get his way. Yeah.
Little super pick. Okay, you can't. You just want to say Jameis just because. I respect it, but I was getting ready to roll. I was like, we're about to.
I said he was on the outside looking in. I said he had a shot. I
was like, ding the bell because we're about to go. So Reggie Bush is a close second. I think honestly, you can make the argument for Reggie. Reggie was still early for me, so it's hard for me to really have a gauge. To be honest with you, it's Tebow, and I know it's like a homer pick, but if you really look at it, it's Tim. Like Vince obviously would be another good one. Any USC quarterback in the early 2000s would be a good one. But for all time, we're talking about all time. Oh man, it's definitely between Tebow and Reggie. I would put Vince up there. Derrick Henry was.
That's a good one. Look, I mean, you're talking about the all-time leading rusher in the state of Florida. So when he was recruited by everybody, and I mean every damn body.
Ooh, Deion Sanders. That's a good one.
Brian Bosworth. His own NIL. That guy made NIL, the concept of NIL.
Hey, Deion's a good one. That one actually is really, really good. Brian Bosworth, he's fun. He wouldn't be the top one, but I like that one as well. Oh, did someone else say something? Did I miss one? I think the only thing with Derrick Henry is he's a great football player, but he wasn't very loud. He wasn't very vocal. I don't feel like because honestly, because of Bama, because of where he went to school at, right? Sure. Saban didn't allow for that, the big show to go on. So you don't have
talent, but you didn't have the star.
Right? I mean, guys come out of Alabama, and it's like you know about them, but you don't really know about them until they get out of. And there's a whole other topic here. I'll get into. If you remind me, I'll think about it because it goes to the Henry Ruggs thing. Who's the other one that just got arrested from Bama?
Pick one. He was in.
We'll get into it in a minute. Because it's actually a fun topic. We'll get into it. But so this kind of brought up the whole thing. Like it'd be kind of cool to look back and see how well will these guys do. Another one we talked about is Cam Newton.
Yes, and we chatted about that one because look, when Cam got kicked out of Florida, his dad came out and said something that nobody had ever had the audacity to say. And he basically said that Cam Newton is the highest rated free agent in college football right now. And all of a sudden, out in Noonan, Georgia, a church popped up that was founded by his father. And man, if the donations didn't start flowing heavily into this church. Now, if you've ever seen this church,
been there?
I've seen pictures of it. I've been to Noonan a couple times. I did not go by the church because I don't think it has electricity. But that being said, that was the first time that you really saw a kid who was open to go into any school. He was going to have the option to pick. And you just felt like it was the highest bidder was going to get him. And lo and behold, Auburn was, and national championship, here you come.
You know, think about it now. Cam Newton kind of gives you or AR gives me those Cam Newton vibes. Because Cam had flashes. Sure. Went to the small D2 college, right? Yep. Never really had any big flash, but he was highly sought after because he's just a physical freak. He's just an athletic god, right? So Auburn obviously saw that and was like, we're going to go all in on this guy. And we saw what happened. Wins the Heisman, wins national championship. I think that's where the praise for AR is coming in. So kind of just thought about that when you were talking about it. I was like, those are the kind of the same structure there. But that's funny with Cam Newton. Ryan said Michael Vick. Michael Vick would have been another good one.
That would have been a good one. Yeah, I've kind of forgot about him from everything that happened afterwards. But yeah, that's definitely a good pick. By the way, it was Jerry Jeudy was the other.
Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
Who'd be another good one? What's his name? Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott had a little bit of. He was a great Ohio State running back. He had some shine. Ohio State's always about being flashy. I'm trying to think of like big schools too. I think where you go obviously has a factor of what you're going to do. Peyton Manning.
Peyton would have been. Yeah, Peyton would have been good. Peyton would have been good. Maybe even one of the 400 running backs that Miami churned out for that decade of time, where like Willis McGahee, Frank Gore, it was like every single running back. Yeah, I mean, like they had a lot of stars on that team, and they weren't hesitant about letting them be stars.
So I wonder if like Bama did. And now that raises the question too: do we think we could get back? Like, I feel like the teams that had these stars in like these great runs, like this past Georgia team, that LSU team with Joey Burrow, Jamar Chase, right? Those teams, right? It's going to be crazy to see, like, are we going to look back? Because I feel like kids are going to be moving around so often to chase the dollar. Are they going to be able to build that title? I don't know. Because now we're buying in on them so early. Manziel would have been a good one, too, from Fish and Football.
Man, that's a risky one, right? Because nobody wants to put their name on that kid. He was a firecracker and just a loose cannon waiting to go off at the wrong time. So, NIL
Baker?
money, yeah, he probably would have got some. But, my gosh, what a raging lunatic that kid was.
I love me some Manning.
You do. You are a fan. You've loved that guy from the beginning.